They didn't do anything while I was falling apart but withdraw from being loving at all, while suggesting to others that all they did was love me. All they did was try to do things to quote unquote help me out, when all of their quote unquote help wasn't help at all. Rather, it was deception and planning, all while telling people that I was the problem. They circled around my life to create affairs and circled back when I felt like this coercion was theirs and not my own. They prepared relationships meaningfully to keep me stuck inside of this crime against me. Next, they would be leading me to a breakdown, and even had me breaking down in front of them, asking them at points in my life, why would you do that to me? Why would you do that? And they would say, because they wanted to hurt me. They wanted me to go down. Also that they could use those moments of breaking down as a way as their quote-unquote proof that I was unstable, while breezing over and hiding every single cruel intention that they did to place me in that position. It was calculated, methodically, their poisonings, to their hacking, to their ensuring to themselves that I would be erased completely in the end. So all while they could feel good about taking my life and playing me out, while simultaneously playing themselves off as if their deception and their lying asses weren't involved inside of anything. And so much so that they needed to deflect from the facts and even make sure that they weren't allowing anyone to even be around to help me out, gatekeeping their own, withdrawing the truth, and having to convert facts while they were just to watch me as if I was going through something all alone, all on my own. While it not being normal at all to have things happen in this fashion, I knew for a fact that it takes more than just one person to create a mess like this. It was all for the financial ruinous places that these relationships were to be taken in, to ruin me, while leaving me in emotional, spiritual, and psychological sabotage that was meant to destroy me completely. They knew it was not regular pressures inside of life that would be left within a person's character or way in life that would allow for these things, but these are serious things, because I was then faced up with death. I was faced up with death around places inside of my life that shortly thereafter I couldn't have explained it to anybody or even had the reason within my own mind to even remember it. So at the same time that they're gaslighting these kinds of ruinous things that would destroy most people, it placed me within a heavy, heavy place. And that's what they wanted as well. Without reason, they wanted to place me within a heavy drought within my own mind, in what I feel is a created, very calculated and methodical suicidality. And so that I fight this shit, and I fight it completely, tooth and nail, they can't handle it. They wanted me to just basically be led in that way, to surrender my life and allow them to take me down when it's been calculated, and a calculated use of these poisons, that they were committing violence inside of my life, not just a coercive control, but they meant to murder me. So I know it sounds like a lot, but you have to really put it into perspective here, that when you're poisoned, you don't have your own thoughts. You literally are staged in a coercive fashion to where you don't reason, and you're literally like it's like your mind is trying to get something out into words, but you just can't. So that was me this last Christmas, that he said, like, oh, you should, he kept bringing up the same story. Oh, you should see how Matt fights. He fights real dirty. I think he actually intended for me to fight him. And I couldn't get these thoughts out. I was like thinking things to like say, because it was to put me in place. It was to put me in a place of like total annihilation of an internal place, not allowing me to actually speak what my thoughts were. And then on top of it, because a person can be in that way, in prior years it would throw me into a tailspin, knowing that there's no love here, and you can't explain it, so you lash out. So I think the goal there was to get me to lash out completely so that he could utilize that scene, suggesting you should see how Matt fights. He fights real dirty, when the truth is literally coming out of him in the exact opposite as a projection. And so people can go ahead and pretend that, or they can make up whatever they want to in their minds. But what I suggest for people to do, if they understand my situation and you're in my family, that you would confront these people tooth and fucking nail. Being the fact that they can't fucking be here for me, they can't fucking face me, they can't fucking answer a text or a phone call, and then they have to try and utilize the system for more coercive control and coercive violence inside of my life to traffic my person. So if you care, you should actually call them out on their bullshit. And you should say, fuck you. You have every right to your feelings, and I'm not instigating violence, and I'm not saying to be violent. But what I am saying is that you should use your words and suggest, you are a motherfucker to do what you've done. And you have every right to your autonomy, you have every right to your freedom of expression, and you have every right to believe whatever you want to. You shouldn't have to listen to people that were literally engineering these pieces within the threads of my life to actually place me in imminent dangers. I know it sounds ridiculous. Most people would think of this as ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is I'm not being ridiculous about it, being that I was an eyewitness as a kid to crimes that should have never had ever taken place. And the fact that my dad had set up, or somebody set it up, where Danny Heinrich was supposed to be my kidnapper, you're not going to tell me that that's nothing when it was literally 3 times by the age of 11, on top of the fact that the same man hit me in his car in a hit and run. And I was lucky to jump off my bike high enough where the car went like this, and I literally, like, here's the trunk, and then landed on my feet behind the car to tumble. I didn't get hurt. I could have been really fucking hurt, and I didn't get hurt, luckily, at all. I was very much stirred up about it, because I was like, what, 9, 10? So these things are not coincidence. That's what I'm getting at. These things were definitely perpetrated, and the crimes that have been happening to me since I was a baby have never been actually investigated to the point of it being that these people actually get what's coming to them. Instead, it's I believe that there's coercive controls within the very system to ensure that I get pushed under to protect these people. And if it isn't that way, and it's literally 44 years of crime that's been happening to me then, and nothing ever gets done, but I just die, do you think that I feel like I've gotten to live even a 0.0001% of my normal, natural, organic life? No. Coming out of that kind of calculated poisoning with all of the methodical shit that they did to plan my life out to a T? No, I didn't get my own life. I got the life that these people wanted for me to have, facing nothing but a constant struggle and a constant fight. They could have taken me in. We could be working, we could be doing anything. We could be deck builders, we could be building houses together, we could have a name brand company. We could have merchandise. There's many things that we could be doing together as far as being a family that knows how to family right, or just be brotherly, for crying out loud, allowing me to grow out from underneath this syndicate. But they didn't want me to even see this syndicate, you see. So all I can say is fuck them. Till next time, peace out.